Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm G&G, and in this final episode of the University Challenge we are looking at 5 years into the future from the date I resigned as UCD manager to see what has happened since. We have fired up the DeLorean, we've hit 88 and we're going to see some serious stats today. So first thing to look at here is that I noticed the reputation has finally gone up to 3 stars at UCD. It was at 2.5 for a very long time, but finally up to 3 stars. And also noticing in the bank balance they only have 9 million left. I left them with 54 million, so they've definitely been spending more. They are in 1.3 million of loan debt because they've done a bit of work on the UCD Bowl. It is up to a 4,868 stadium capacity, was at 3,000 when I left, so a bit of work been done there to upgrade the UCD Bowl. And the other thing to notice is the current manager is former Irish international Richard Dunn, and he is there now, and we'll have a look and see what managers they've gone through since I left. But current manager is Richard Dunn. Will Lancashire is still there, he's the captain. Will Andy Appin, who was the captain, I see, is down to vice captain, and then a couple of players who I don't recognise as their key players. So let's take a look first of all at the squad as it stands at the moment, and not many names in here that were at UCD when I resigned. Will Andy Appin, of course, we already mentioned. Mendoza still here. I'm trying to see who else. Will Lancashire and Wu Young, and that is it. So only 4 or 5 players. Just have a quick look in the reserves to see if there's anyone else that's been jumped into the reserves that we had. And no, there's not. So we'll have a look at the transfers that they've done since I've left. Let's go back to the 2032 season, was when I left. So here we go. They spent 25 million in the transfer window after I left. So yeah, I think I was a bit of an Arsene Wenger not spending the money, but I'm trying to see who their big purchase were. Terry Taylor from Luton for 5.75 million, and he is now retired. They signed Martin Alba from Celtic, and he is still at UCD. Has made 115 appearances and 29 goals for the midfielder. So yeah, they spent big when I left. They got in 3.5 million. Andrew Lamb left that transfer window, as did Romeo. Barres left. Mariano Foy left on loan to St Pat's. Rhys Evans left. He went back to Linfield for 1.8 million. Tumanian left. Matthew Keogh left. Yeah. So into the next transfer window, they spent another 12.75 million. Really splashing the cash once I left, so maybe I was a bit tight-fisted with the money, but I couldn't get players in. I don't know how they managed. Brought in 7.25 million in this transfer window. Almeida left on a free. Foy left on loan again. Neil O'Connor left on loan. Pedro Paulo went back to Brazil. Liam Ravenhill went back to Linfield. A player called Wellington, who I don't know where he came from, went for 6.25 million to Burnley. So he came from Watford to UCD, then went to Burnley, and now he's at Monaco. So yeah, there's a player. They signed Bushnov left on loan, Tumanian left on a free, and Dennis Nolan left on a free. So a lot of players cleared out very quickly. The next transfer window they spent 4 million and brought in 6.75 million. Mariano Foy finally left permanently. Lewis Johnson left, both going to Shamrock Rovers. Trying to see, no one else there that we had. And big signing was 2.5 million. Barbas from QPR, and he is still at UCD and has played 56 times as a centre back. So yeah, they've been spending cash alright. We'll have to see how they got on in Europe with spending this cash. And I see another 5.5 million spent here in the would have been the 4th transfer window since I left. And no huge sign. 3.8 million from Fulham here for Kouassi, I think Eric Kouassi. And he is still at UCD, the midfielder. So yeah, and we look at players out. Panache is left on loan. Anyone else? Neil O'Connor went to Bristol City. Thiago Gomez, our goalkeeper, went to Nacional, and that was it. And I think most of the players now at this stage will have gone. We look at another transfer window here. 2.1 million spent. So their spending is going down slowly. So they went big when I left, and now it's gone down. And that we can see why the bank balance has gone so low. No huge 1.8 million there for Cyril Pert from Rochdale. So again, they're not buying huge players in, but they are spending big money for some reason. And again, players leaving, brought in 2.5 million for players. And then the last transfer window that they're currently in, they've only signed 2 players for 675,000. So yeah, you can see the spending has gone down rapidly over the season since they had that big 12 million spent. Let's look how they've got on in competitions, and we'll have a look at the Electricity League. And not surprisingly, they've won the league every season since I've left. So it's now, I make it, that'll be 5, and it's 11 titles in a row for UCD, is it? Yeah. Wow. UCD completely now the dominant team in Ireland. We'll have a look and just see how they've got on in the league in terms of have they gone unbeaten since I've left. So we'll go back to last season. They won it comfortably, 95 points, only lost 3 games. Waterford finished in second. Season before, again, 93 points, 1 defeat that season. Waterford second again. Another season, 92, they lost 4 times that season. Shamrock Rovers in second, and 83 points there. Lost 5 times, so not a very dominant season there. And the season that I left, they won the title on 81 points with 3 defeats. So you look at their points total: 81, 83, 92, 93, 95, and then this season. So they have been dominant in the league, completely dominated the league. No unbeaten season since I've left though, so that's an achievement I had that they haven't done. We'll have a look at the FAI Cup, and they won 2 times since I've left, and won it last season against Derry. And yeah, don't need to really look back, is there? No, we won't look back at that. But yes, they won 2 cups. They won the league all 5 seasons. They won 2 cups, and we'll go now and have a look and see how they got on in Europe. I don't know what mess I made here. Maybe this is the reason I left. But here we go. Let's have a look and see how they got on in the Champions League. We'll go to history actually and go to competitions, and let's go to Champions League, and let's see. We left in this season here where we finished 34th. The next season they actually didn't get to the league phase of the Champions League. They were knocked out by Shakhtar in the playoff round on aggregate. Then they lost to Legia Warsaw in the 3rd qualifying round. So they went 2 seasons in a row without making it to the league phase, and then they've got back and made it 3 seasons in a row in the league phase, but not made it to the knockout stages. The closest they got in 2034-35, they finished 25th, so 1 spot outside the playoff knockout stages, which is what we managed our best achievement in the Champions League. So yeah, all that money spent hasn't seen much improvement in Europe. Let's see how they got on in the Europa League. They would have dropped into the Europa League, and they actually didn't even make the league phase in 1 season of the just knocked my bottle there. In shock at the fact they were knocked out of the Europa League playoff round by Hertha Berlin, so they didn't make the Europa League. They would have dropped to the Conference League, which we'll check in a minute. And that following season they made it to the league phase, finishing 25th again, so just outside the knockout stages. So again, didn't advance there. Let's see they weren't even in the Conference League either. So yeah, so they haven't made any advances in the Champions League, and actually didn't even make it to the league phase 2 seasons in a row. So that is not great performance from them. Let's have a look at the managers they've had since I left. So who took over from me? It was Jacob Niestrup, who is a Dutch manager who's currently unemployed. He went on to manage Bournemouth and Peterborough after UCD. He stayed around for 350 days. He left. Richard Dunn took over. He stayed 1 year and 77 days before he left. So he's actually come back. So Richard Dunn left and has come back to UCD. Who did he go to? He went to Blackburn Millwall and came back to UCD. So he went on a bit of an adventure. While he was here, he won the league. He won the All-Ireland Cup, won the Leinster Senior Cup. What did Jacob Niestrup win? He won the league, the President's Cup and the All-Ireland Cup, so he didn't win much. Next to take over was Juraj Kučak, who is a Slovakian manager who has managed Brighton and Spezia since. Spezia in Italy, and he won the league. Obviously he won the cup, so he did the double, and he stayed around for 258 days before leaving. And next up was Rulani Mokwena, I'm going to say, or Mokwena, South African, apologies for the pronunciation, but Mokwena I think, who took over. He took over and he left to go to Blackburn. So 2 managers have gone to Blackburn from UCD, strangely enough. And then here's a big one. Mikel Arteta arrived at UCD, and bit of I don't know what happened there. Where did Mikel Arteta go? He went from Arsenal to Brentford to Sheffield United to Wolves to Brentford to UCD, and he's currently managing Cardiff. So yeah, Mikel has gone downwards since Arsenal, really. He won the league, the cup, and the President's Cup, Leinster Senior Cup, All Ireland Champions Cup. He left after 335 days to go to Cardiff, and that's when Richard Dunn has arrived back. So he is currently in his first season back. So yeah, Mikel Arteta has managed UCD in this save, and managed to do no better than I did. So that's 1 up for me. He did win a league. He won 4 cups, but I won 7 leagues and 27 cups. So take that, Mikel. But yeah, so yeah, not great for UCD. Since I've left, they've kind of stayed exactly as they were. The reputation has gone up. They've done a bit of work on the stadium, but not much. They haven't advanced any further in Europe. They've only equalled our best performance in Europe, and they've dominated the league as expected with their money. But their money is running out, and they will need to keep making the Champions League, especially with loan debt. And yeah, so that is how UCD have gone since we left. Let's have a quick look at how the footballing world was in this save, and we'll start with the Premier League. Now, we will be currently in a Premier League season because we are in the middle of February, but let's have a look. Man United are the current holders, and we'll have a look at who's won the Premier League in recent years. So it has been, we look at the winners, past winners, it has been dominated by the Manchester clubs in recent years. So since our save started, Man City won it, then Liverpool, then Man City, then Liverpool. Man City won 3 in a row, then United won it, City won it back, then Arsenal got in to win a title, United then won 2 in a row, City won it, and then United won the previous season. And current table, if we look at the current table, is Liverpool are on top, 3 points clear of Arsenal with 26 games played. As I said, we are in the middle of a season because of the Irish season being a summer league. We are in the middle of February. So that is how the Premier League got on. Just look at the past winners again to see was there any strange runners up or third place. Tottenham finished third one season. Aston Villa finished third, and apart from that, it's all United, Arsenal, Liverpool, City. So yeah, pretty predictable there in the Premier League. Let's go and have a look at Serie A in Italy and see how the past winners have looked there. Has it been dominated by Juventus? It has, although Lazio won it last season with Juventus finishing second. The Juventus there winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. Inter Milan get one, Napoli got one, just like in real life. But apart from that, it's been dominated by Juventus. And the second place and runner-ups, Napoli have been in there, Roma have been in there, Milan got in there. Milan haven't won a title actually since they won it in 21 in real life. They haven't won a title in this save, which is a bit of a surprise. But yeah, look at the current league table. Juventus on top again. They are 6 points clear with 21 games played and dominating Italy completely. Let's go to Spain now. We'll have a look at how Spain has gone. We'll look at the past winners. Barcelona on top at the moment. They won it last season, and it's been all Atletico Madrid won the title in our first year of the save. Then it's been all the El Clasico clubs, Madrid and Barcelona, winning it, and they are dominating the league. Atletico Madrid in third position mostly. Athletic Bilbao got a third place in 2021-32. Apart from that, it's all Barca and the 2 Madrid clubs. So let's take a look at the Bundesliga. Has Bayern continued their dominance of it? Oh, I see they have, although we do have one other winner, and that is Bayer Leverkusen won it, a team we played in the Champions League a few times. They won it in 2033-34, but apart from that, it's all Bayern Munich. Red Bull Leipzig in runners-up spot a lot, along with Leverkusen, Gladbach, Schalke and Hertha all getting third place finishes, but Bayern Munich continuing their dominance of Germany. But at the moment it is actually Leipzig on top by a point, so could they steal a title there? And we'll wrap up our look at the top leagues in Europe with a look at Ligue 1 in France. Have PSG continued their dominance? Have I just asked a stupid question? Of course they have, although Monaco managed to sneak a title in 2023-24, but apart from that it's all PSG. Marseille runner up a couple of times, Monaco as well, Lyon getting a runners up, Nice, Rennes and Lyon getting a third position a couple of times, but yeah, dominated by PSG, as you would expect. Let's have a look at World Cups and see. You'd expect in Football Manager England to have won one, and we look at past winners here too. Let's have a look. 2022, Argentina win it. Germany and the Netherlands are the winners of the World Cups in this save. So Germany won back-to-back World Cups. They beat Austria in the final in 2026, then beat Portugal, then beat France. Argentina beat Denmark in the final. Third place finishes for Germany, Portugal, Italy and Brazil. So England not even getting to a final or a semi-final by the looks of it, unless they were defeated in the third place playoffs. But yeah, that is the World Cups. We'll have a look at the European Championships now and see who won. Those current holders I see are France. We'll have a look at that, and the current holders, yeah, France have won 3 European Championships in a row, Portugal winning one in 2024, getting back to the final in 2028, France beating them, Germany getting back-to-back finals beaten by France. So France have won 3 European Cups in a row, so they are dominating European football. And next up will be the 2024 or 2040 one, which we won't be seeing. And we'll finally wrap up our look at the football world with a look at the Ballon d'Or and see who has been dominating that. And we look at history. Pedri has won it, the most recent. So Pedri has won it. Une Stark, who is a new gen player. This man haunted us in the Champions League with UCD. Nicolo Tresoli. He won it with Bayer Leverkusen. João Felix won it. Vinicius Junior won it. Kylian Mbappe won 3 in a row. Musiala won at Bayern Munich. Kylian Mbappe won another 2, and Lewandowski won 1. Haaland only winning 1 Ballon d'Or in 23-24. Harry Kane winning it in the first year of the save, and Benzema winning it there for Real Madrid. So Harry Kane with a Ballon d'Or at Tottenham. He hasn't left Tottenham yet. Has Kylian Mbappe left PSG? No, but he has now retired. Never left PSG. Played 547 times, scored 321 goals. Not a bad career, you would take that. So that is it for the University Challenge. We have looked how UCD got on. They didn't really advance that much since we left, but we did bring them up from relegation certainties to where they are now, dominating the Irish League. The footballing world, not huge surprises around it. France dominating international football, it seems, in Europe anyway, and that is something that could happen in real life, so not out of the world. Austria getting to a World Cup final, probably the biggest surprise we've seen in the save in the world. So that is the University Challenge done and dusted. If you did enjoy this quick look into the future, please drop a like on the video. Always great to see more likes. Leave some feedback if there's anything you spotted that I didn't spot in the world that might be a bit strange. Drop it into the comments. It'd be great to see. And don't forget to subscribe. Although the University Challenge is coming to an end, a new save is starting, and I can reveal it is going to be a sleeping giant rebuild of a club in France. That's the hint I am dropping. It's a French club we're going to try and rebuild and take on PSG, and that will be starting very soon on the channel. So please subscribe to make sure you don't miss the videos of that. Videos will be posted as usual Monday to Friday, 6 PM Irish time, and that new save is up and coming. So until the next episode of that save on this channel, please take it easy.